doesn't. Ayton in the first half brings the Sonics within 6. His third.
See, when you got the crowd going crazy like this, you don't want to pick up cheap fouls like this. That's George Karl's reaction right there. He didn't want that cheap foul because, see, the crowd is going crazy, and you want to keep that.
Horry, a beautiful pass, but Herrera denied by Kemp, but a foul. His third.
Kemp was right in his face to tell him no cheap stuff in here today. Herrera goes up strong, but Kemp comes hard and quick. He thought he got all of it. Yes.
Like that. Yeah, here we go. I like that. That's the way it's supposed to be. No layups. This is the no layup rule now. In the playoffs, there's no layups allowed. You go to the free throw line. See? He made him miss. So if you knew if you let him have a dunk, that's an easy 2. Now he has to go make 2. He missed the first one. Let's see what happened on the second one.
Herrera at 6'9". He was the center on the Venezuelan Olympic team. They went 2-5 in Barcelona. Through the maze of distractions, Herrera 1 out of 2 and has 3 points in the game. 9 to go in the third.
Now Seattle's going to have to make their move now. You got Otis Thorpe on the bench.
Here's for 3. And suddenly it's a 4-point game. Last time Seattle this close, it was 12-8. Herrera scores. Does it count? No. Charging on Herrera.
Dick, that was a bad play by Karl. He should have kicked it right here to Elijah Wine. He's wide open. Instead of he tried to make the play itself, and that's where the charge came in. He should have kicked it to the open man.
Kemp from outside. 53-51 Houston, and Rudy Tomjanovich is going to call a timeout, I believe.
What they need to do now is get the ball inside to Elijah.
Well, that's where he was going to get it in there. They do. Oh, throws up a prayer and kisses it home. 10 for Elijah Wan.
He's their anchor, and whenever they get in trouble and either end of the floor, he's the guy that's going to have to bail them out. Now they're trying to get the ball back to Sean Kemp.
And here's a steal. Elijah to Herrera with Perkins to beat. Perkins does a good job, but there's Elijah Wan, omnipresent. Maxwell, but again it was Akeem who got the ball, kept it alive. 6-point game.
That was a big trip for Houston. Big steal by Hakeem, I should say, because that took some of the momentum out of Seattle.
There he is. He chased it. Kicked it back in.
Sam Perkins with 11.
You got 2 or 3 Houston Rockets still in the backcourt. Looks like they're tiring right now.
2-point try. Hakeem out hustling Pierce for the loose ball. It's 10 rebounds for Hakeem. Foul. And the pace becoming frantic here at the Seattle Coliseum. 4th foul on Sean Kemp.
Elijah makes a good read to clear the ball, and Horry comes strong. Kemp comes back at him to pick up his 4th personal foul.
You saw Tomjanovich get the ball to the big man, and so they did.
And Elijah showing his balance. He's knocked off, but when he shot the ball, he had great presence to be able to get that one away. You'll see the reactions with his hands, some of the quickest in the league, not just for a center, but anybody. And then hustling down to keep the ball alive to give Vernon Maxwell one more chance to keep Houston on top.
See 2 points, you see a steal, and you see a rebound all in the same sequence. Here you see his numbers, 10 and 10, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 3 assists, 1 block away from becoming the first ever in a playoff series, any series in NBA history, to collect 30.
Well, superstars rise to the occasion. This is a big, big game. You saw that Charles Barkley did it at San Antonio, Michael Jordan at Cleveland, Patrick Ewing down in Charlotte series, and now you're seeing it right here with Akeem Olajuwon playing in this game here.
Robert Horry scored 7 all in the first quarter. That's his first point since a 5-point Houston lead after Seattle had pulled within 2.
See if the Rockets can reestablish themselves defensively, where they make the Seattle Supersonics take more time off the clock and then shoot the ball going away.
Derek McKee. He has 6.
Good pass by Sam Perkins. Matter of fact, he told Derek to cut. He nodded to Derek to cut before he can make that pass to him.
Olajuwon fall away, 10-footer for 12.
Now they should come right back to Sam. See, that's what I don't understand about teams. Come right back to Sam, you can get a good shot again because Herrera cannot guard Sam Perkins down low.
Olajuwon clears to Kenny Smith. And the former Tar Heel drills the 15-footer for his 11th point.
Okay, now, we're Seattle now. If they want to get close again, go to Sam Perkins. Now he has Maxwell.
Right now.
Oh.
Olajuwon pulls down another.
He took his headset off. He can't take it. He just threw it down. It's driving him crazy.
I bet I'd never be a coach. see, they went to the mismatch. Give Houston credit. They saw that Eddie Johnson was on that team, and they went down into him.
And Maxwell outside for the 3. And a foul on a push underneath by Carl Herrera, his 3rd.
Can we go back to that play again?
Now he's going to produce. Now he's going to be the videotape engineer.
If we got that.
Sonics with the ball in a 7-point deficit. McMillan back in with a big advantage on his chin. Dana Barros, his first appearance. He's in the game seconds and hits a 2. Barros, one of the better 3-point shooters in the league.
Well, that's the reason that George Karl brought him into the game for his outside shooting and his scoring.
And a turnover.
And the crowd, Dick, loves the little man, Dana Barros. The crowd really gets behind him when he comes into the game.
A little bit of that confusion we talked about that the 6-man in the crowd can create. Houston making more turnovers here in the 3rd quarter than they did in the first 24 minutes. They're so rushing out.
Over Olajuwon, he can't hit. Top shot by Perkins. The former Los Angeles Laker and Dallas Maverick has 13. Back to a 3-point game. 4.5 to go in the 3rd. Olajuwon double team. McMillan. Maxwell got a hand on it. McMillan saves. Eddie Johnson to tie. At 62. The first time it's been even since the opening tip-off. Seconds to play to Phoenix. Back at the Coliseum in Seattle as they chant Eddie, Eddie for Eddie Johnson, who's 3, capping a 7-0 run by the Sonics to tie it at 62. 3:58 left in the 3rd.
Let's see if the Houston Rockets regain their composure and get the ball into Olajuwon where he can control things. They've been entering the ball into the post from a bad angle, and he's not been able to really get the spacing that they like.
touch by Seattle with 2 seconds on the clock, so Houston has to fancy up something quick. Vernon Maxwell, remember at the Summit in the last game, fired up a quickie. It's Olajuwon here, right in the bottom of the well.
Remember, we were talking about that knockdown punch. Well, Houston has received it now. Now let's see how they respond, and also see if these last 3:30 that Seattle can keep this pressure on defense up too.
One of the things the Sonics have done to get back in it is get higher percentage shots. They've been going inside and staying close to the rim with McKee and Perkins. They haven't really had to pull the trigger deep out on the floor.
Well, the key has definitely been Sam Perkins.
Beautiful block by McKee. Barrows for 3. That's the first time Seattle has led in the game. 65-64.
Well, like I was telling you, Dana Barrows is in this game because, first of all, number one, fresh legs. Second of all, nobody has been scoring that well, and they brought him in to see if he can give them some scoring.
And it's a foul. Olajuwon makes it look so easy.
And remember, Seattle's done all this with Sean Kemp and Ricky Pierce on the bench. So they're going to be fresh for the fourth quarter.
This is where they're getting in trouble right now. Trying to enter the post from a bad angle. They're trying to force the issue, and they get the turnover. In the first half, they didn't do that.
Perkins, Olajuwon was outside, and he immediately made the drive.
Well, Steve, they got the wrong man. Houston has the wrong man trying to enter the post and Vernon Maxwell because Nate McMillan is so much taller than him.
And Vernon Maxwell, as Seattle enjoys its biggest lead, 3, negates it with 1 attempt.
Good pass right there to Kemp, who got fouled by Keys. But that's the last time down for Houston. They let Scott Brooks enter, who got a little man, Dana Brooks, on him, and it made it easier for the entry pass.
Third foul on the Houston Star.
The team has 3, but there are 2 players out there that have 4. Sean Kemp is 1, Otis Thorpe is the other. Both coaches are gambling right now that they can get another minute and 40 of something out of them without another personal. Horry goes out of the ball game. Bullard, who is a real good perimeter player, back in, but not the passer or ball handler that Horry is.
That makes them both 69-67. 1:39 to go in the third quarter. Seattle sparked in this period by Sam Perkins, 10 points, and a tougher defense.
They're trying to get the ball inside to Olajuwon.
Maxwell with a good fake on Kemp. Olajuwon touched it last.
Nelson saved it.
Perkins didn't want to take any chances. He's still in the crowd. Here he comes. Now he's in the picture. Eddie Johnson. That was a 3. Bullard rebounds, and here comes Scott Brooks, who played at UC Irvine, Southern California.
It's taking them a long time, Houston, to get into something on their offensive end because pressure defense that Dana Barrows has applied.
Bullard with a bat home to tie it at 69.
The Sonics are forcing a team to be trapped in the corner, which is not giving them an angle to throw the ball out. They were lucky to get a score.
Olajuwon got his hands on it. There's his record block. 30th. Does it count? No. There was a whistle before the play. Bullard got the foul.
Coming down the lane, Olajuwon gets his hand on it, then the ball comes up. Again, that just tells you how quick this guy is with his hands and getting off his feet.
Perkins with 10 in the quarter is rested. Kemp makes his free throws. And with 29 seconds left, the Rockets will try to tie it up. And a push by McMillan. His second. Taken off that protect the advantage on the chin. Stitched up at the intermission a couple.
They're going to get Tree Rollins in the game and try to use some extra time for Olajuwon to get him a quick breather here.
Maxwell with a chance to tie. Leads all scorers with 19. And here's the veteran Tree Rollins. He is now in his 16th season and 13th playoffs. Only Jabbar with 18, Dolph Shays 15, Paul Silas, former Sonic, Robert Parrish 14, have been in more playoffs than former star at Clemson.
Well, the problem here is that Tree Rollins is in the game, but the matchup, who is he going to match up against in this situation? Because now what Coach Carl has done with Seattle, he moved in really all forwards and guards. So they should go, whoever Tree Rollins is guard, they should go at him.
Final seconds. The shot clock and game clock are just a couple of tenths of a second apart.
Sean Kemp must have heard me and said, come here, give me the ball.
Kemp strong to the iron, and he's fouled.
That was smart basketball, Dick. Seattle, as well as Sean Kemp, saw that he had a mismatch with Tree Rollins, so he said, give me the ball, clear out, I'm going to go 1-4 and just take it. Oh, you saw the tree could never even get his feet to move.
It's like a breeze moved the tree. The branches moved, but not the trunk.
Yeah.
Sean Kemp, a 3-point Seattle lead. Maxwell, oh, close. And that is the end of the third period. A big quarter for Seattle, outscoring Houston by 13, and that man Sam Perkins led the way. 1 quarter or more to go. 73-70, the home team. We'll be back after these messages and a word from your local station. 73-70 here in Seattle. The fans in Houston, they estimate over 1,000, have gone to the summit to cheer their favorite NBA team. And their cheers, hoping that will reflect home court support. As we start this fourth quarter, after Seattle scored 35 in the third, they had 38 the entire first half. A lot of reserves on the floor. Brooks and Bullard out there for Houston. Barros, McMillan, Page for Seattle. Olajuwon, a starter, can't hit his first shot. McMillan pulls it down.
And Dick, in that third quarter, the front line did most.
Little Dana Barros, the smallest Sonic at 5'11", gives them a 5-point lead.
And they're going to have to rely on their inside game, and Olajuwon and Thorpe, and they're going to have to really try to get Olajuwon some chances to get some offensive rhythm, and they're trying to get the ball to him now. You can see Cage around his front.
Garland's pass, but Olajuwon can't put it in. Kemp came over to help out, and that's his 5th foul.
Because it gets excellent weak side rotation over to the man who they're fronting. That time that Sean Kemp came over a little late and didn't get his full body in front of Olajuwon, so that's where the foul occurred.
Kemp out with 5. Perkins replaced him, and Olajuwon 8 for 8 from the line. Eddie Johnson. He has 7.
They got some matchup problems in the Houston Rockets, and they're going to have to be able to control things in order for those matchups really not to burn them. I mean, they're really burdening Olajuwon now with trying to make everything happen at both ends of the floor.
Winston Garland turns down the 17-footer, and then he has it rejected. McMillan. That'll be goaltending on Olajuwon.
The confusion and pandemonium that we talked about is taking place. Garland turned down a good shot, ended up having it turned away, and at the other end, a goaltend by Olajuwon. He's trying to really hold the Houston Rockets together right now.
Perkins with 17 to lead Seattle today. A 7-point advantage, the largest enjoyed by the Sonics. Garland left alone, can't hit, but Olajuwon puts it back. 18 for him.
Well, fatigue is starting to set in more on Houston than Seattle. I think they got a big lift. Seattle did from Dana Burrows, but Houston has yet to get a big lift from their bench, and that's what's killing them. Eddie Johnson is playing well as well off the bench.
Olajuwon forced Johnson to throw it up a bit higher. Here come the Rockets down by 5. Matt Bullard. Knocked away by McMillan. Out of bounds to Houston. Olajuwon now with 18 points and 15 rebounds.
When you're in trouble, you have to go with your best player and make some things happen. Olajuwon has been that force all afternoon. He gets the position and the ball to go in, and as Magic pointed out, he chases every shot. You see him fly from underneath to make Eddie Johnson adjust that shot.
Time out.
The only one that can cause you to get double teamed. So if they go into it, he'll make them double team him, and then he can pass out of it.
Perkins leads Seattle with 19.
The thing about Sam Perkins is the fact that he can not only shoot from the outside, but he's a good post-up player. And they should use him in these last 8 minutes, especially with Sean Kemp on the bench.
Olajuwon against Michael Cage. Perkins fouled, I believe, by Otis Thorpe. That's right. Rudy T didn't agree. That's 5 on Thorpe.
You see Perkins, and he gets all of the time to work across the middle, and when he can make that control move, he's going to hurt you. And we'll find out whether they run that play to death and make them adjust it. Otis Thorpe has got 5 personal fouls.
You got to keep going to the well until the well is dry. They're coming right back with a good decision. And Derek McKee just wasn't ready for it.
And really sees the floor well, doesn't he?
Clock at 5.
Pierce. Payton, the guard at 6'4", in there to get the rebound. It's the 3rd chance for Seattle on this trip. 81-77 Sonics. 7.5 minutes to go. Pierce over Olajuwon. Payton, 4th chance for the Seattle Sonics. Payton.
He should have waited. He didn't need to shoot that shot right then. And Sam Perkins is doing a great job on the offensive board.
Robert Ory.
You see the difference right there, Dick? They ran a play and got the jumper. You get a wide open jumper and an easy jumper, where just the other time for Seattle, they didn't run a play and they took a long, hard jump shot, and that's what you don't want.
6:40 to go. Payton was 2 for 11 from the floor. 2 for 12. But Cage answers. Big play by Michael Cage.
The reason he got that offensive rebound because Olajuwon goes after everything. He went after that shot by Payton and left Cage wide open, and Cage attacked the offensive board.
Thorpe goes up on an assist from Robert Ory, and a foul. Still looking for that first free throw.
And you can tell he doesn't want to be there either.
6 minutes to go, and Seattle with the ball in a 4-point lead. The winner plays Monday night in Phoenix, Game 1 of the Western Finals. Pierce to McKee, and there's Olajuwon's record 30th block, but Seattle gets the 2 anyway. 30 blocks in this series by Olajuwon.
It was good execution of their play. That's what got him that basket. Even though Olajuwon blocked it, it was still good execution.
Olajuwon, an assist to Robert Ory, who has a dozen.
Now the Houston Rockets have finally figured out where this double team is coming from. They're starting to get some cheaper opportunities, throwing the ball to the weak side, Horry over the top.
Well, I think that right now both teams must go to their stars, Olajuwon and Kemp, to now get offense and either make a shot for themselves or for their teammates.
Pierce inside and going down hard is Ory.
Now this is definitely the man that you want at the free throw line, and Ricky Pierce. I mean, career, he's what, 89%, I think, career.
He's one of the best in the league. He shot 89% in the regular season this year, and he's 4 for 4 today, leads all scorers with 21.
The Rockets got to remember it's a 6-point game and keep themselves under control. The ball goes off the foot of one of the Sonics, so they'll get it back.
Well, Vernon right here is trying to bust through all the Supersonics, and he got lucky here. You can't do that. Just take your time. Oh!
A pass by Maxwell to Ori.
And he slammed it home. But you just got to take your time once you get over half court. You can't beat 3 defenders like Maxwell tried to do that time.
This is the matchup that they've really been wearing them out with. That's Perkins against Herrera. See if they get the ball back to Perkins.
And Sam Cooley drops it in. 21 for him.
Well, Dick, they finally found out that they could post that guy up in Sam Perkins and get something good out of it. Not only can he score, but he can also make it.
Ori takes it in against Seattle's Perkins, and it's against Sam. Didn't quite establish defensive position is the ruling.
Well, no, it was against Ricky Pierce. Sam was there, but Ricky Pierce got the foul as he hit him before he got to Sam. There it was right there. As you can see here, watch Ricky Pierce slashing right there. There's a foul before he got to Sam.
Sam saying, hey, Ricky, let me know you're going to do that. I won't stand in here quite that long. Got me right in the chest.
Otis Thorpe has come back in the game, got a quick breather. They know that that is a bad matchup. They can't allow Perkins to have that post position. They're going to have to gamble with Thorpe with 5 personal fouls.
The whole season on the line, the final 4.5 minutes, and Robert Ori makes his 2nd out of 5 free throw attempts.
Well, here, defense and offensive execution is going to win it for either team here in these last 4.5 minutes.
A 4-point game.
Let's see who executes here.
McKee at 6'10", able to bring the ball down. Payton against Kenny Smith. Now the switch, and Smith now on the taller McKee. Can't connect, but knocking it out of bounds was Otis Thorpe of Houston.
Well, somebody, Vernon Maxwell missed the assignment to block Ricky Pierce off, and that made Otis have to then try to grab it out of Ricky Pierce's hands, and he knocked it out. So everybody got to do the little things right here. If you got a pop shot, you got to make a good pass. That time you got deflected. See?
Smith would Pierce the beat, and Pierce saves the basket but commits his 3rd foul.
See, Dick, now everything has to be perfect now. You only got almost 4 minutes to go. You got to make good passes. Right here, good deflection that time by Robert Ori, and a good outlet by Olajuwon. And see, this is what I said. Offensive execution is going to win, or good defense. One or the other. And that was good defense by Houston.
That sounds like the head, one or the other.
No, what happens is if you play good defense, and then you still got to go down and execute on offense.
Smith, 87.8% shooter, and he's a perfect 5 for 5 in this one. And he pulls the Rockets within 2. The only best-of-7 series this round to go, the full 7, and they're right down to a 2-point game with 3:44 to go.
See, what Seattle is doing to Ricky Pierce all the time. That play works. And what's happening here is what they're doing, they're having Ricky Pierce curl around Derek McKee and making Houston switch. And when they switch, then Maxwell's got to hold Derek McKee because he's 6'10".
And he's right on the basket. So that is one of the things that they'll try to keep coming to.
Campus crowd very quiet as he fires a little short. Perkins saves it. New 24 with 3:19 to go. Way short is Kemp. Boy, he's had 2 tough offensive games back to back. 3 for 8 today is Sean Kemp. And here come the Rockets, a chance to tie with a 2, but you know they love the 3. 3 minutes to go, 8 on the shot clock.
Well, they want to get the ball into Olajuwon and let him go for this time back.
1 second and Smith for 3. Rebound Kemp. Thorpe Very close to picking up his 6th. Pierce inside. Rebound Maxwell.
So you can't drive into him.
To Thorpe on the run. And Otis Thorpe ties it at 89.
Give Maxwell credit, Dick. Excellent feed from half court. Zip the pass through for the layup.
Two teams that started way back in the fall of last year in Japan, a 2-game series. Tied with 2:19 to go. And Derek McKee, Casper the Ghost, has given Seattle a basket advantage with his 8th point.
Both teams are dead tired. You know, they're sitting here saying, man, they can't believe they're in a dogfight game, but both teams are giving it all they got, but they are tired.
Well, it comes down to mental toughness and will, and which team really wants it the most and is going to make the big play.
Off the hands of Olajuwon to Seattle. He touched it last. It's a good call. Houston has called timeout, and Rudy Tomjanovich arguing the call.
Olajuwon stared down at Russ, the official who made the call.
Every dribble, every defensive move, every shot now aimed toward Phoenix with 1:43 to go.
They forced the switch.
Payton has not had a good shooting game. Over Olajuwon. There's Otis Thorpe to pull down the rebound. Bound a minute and a half to go. Payton 2 for 13 shooting for Seattle.
Well, look for them to try to go into Akeem again. I think they got to look to try to go into him quicker than like 5 seconds like they have been.
With 7 seconds, he drops it. Nothing but net.
Well, see, the last time, Dick, he's been taking the double team and passing out of it. This time he said, I'm not going to pass it. I'm going to make sure I shoot this one.
Approaching the 1-minute mark, a tie game.
And see if they get Perkins to make the Houston Rockets react.
Makes the defensive play, and now with less than a minute to go, it's the Rockets with the ball.
Beautiful play by Akeem, because what he did, he went straight up, and then he used his body. He didn't try to block the shot. He just stayed there right in front of Kemp and made him shoot a bad shot.
Same play.
2 seconds. They got to hurry now. 1. The count to goes, and Ori with just a hair left on that 24 seconds. Able to get his 18th point of the rookie from Alabama. Gives the Rockets a 2-point lead with 32+ seconds to go.
Okay, what happens here is, okay, last time down, Olajuwon took the shot on the double team. This time he said, well, I'm going to pass it to Horry, and he just got it all. Oh! And you know what happened from there. 2 points. And the coach's reaction said, oh, I designed it just like that. That was me. I designed it.
They didn't retire his number 45 in Houston for nothing. 32+ remaining.
Well, look for Ricky Pierce, Sam Perkins, or Sean Kemp to take this shot. Now, they've been running Ricky Pierce on Maxwell, so they're coming right back with it.
They're posting up Pierce.
Pierce over Maxwell. Oh, hits a tough 10-footer to tie it at 93. 23 to lead Seattle. Ricky Pierce. What a series. They began in Japan 94 games ago against each other, and now they have 23.9 seconds left in their season. One of them. Regular season, they each won 55. Each has won 6 in the playoffs, and they're tied with the shot clock off. Final seconds as Ricky Pierce drains a tough 10-footer. What are they doing here, Magic?
Well, they just bumping and saying, good shot. Yeah, come on. We got him now. But let's look for Houston to try to get it into Olajuwon. You know that. But if they can't do that, they're going to look to penetrate, try to get a foul or a layup, and if somebody comes, then dish it to somebody else for the open shot.
Well, they're going to put the ball in the hands of Kenny Smith, and what they want to do is hold for the last shot. You can take the last shot and either win the game or go into overtime, and that's what Kenny Smith is doing, watching the clock and trying to get the ball to Olajuwon in a solo situation.
There it is. Maxwell to Smith. Overtime. Kenny Smith off the rim at the buzzer.
good shot, Joe. Give him credit. That's all you want in a situation like this. You want a good shot, and they got an excellent look at it.
They surround Olajuwon, and Maxwell picks it up. Kenny Smith had plenty of daylight. That ball was just a little bit too flat and on the line.
And Sean Kemp, as he went for that rebound, leaning way back, may have injured his back. You see Tom Janovich, he thought he had it. He had a great outside shooter in Smith taking that final pop. But Kemp was helped off the field, off the court, holding the small of his back. And we'll check with Dan Hicks to see how serious that injury might be. We're on to overtime when we return to Seattle. Ricky Pierce. Oh, Kemp up with a great try at the rebound, and he fouls Olajuwon. Or no, he did not. I guess he knocked it out of bounds, and that'll be to Houston.
Derek McKee, using all of his offensive ability against Thorpe, very quickly goes up with a nice little jump hook.
Into Olajuwon. So does Thorpe. Thorpe just waits around, and a team finds him enough to make those sure shots.
Dick, last year he couldn't make that pass. This is a different Olajuwon now. He can pass out of double team. He can read the defense well. Boy, is he playing well.
He's one assist away from a triple-double. Hayden, they want him to shoot. Oh, Thorpe knocked it away from his teammate Olajuwon. Out of bounds to Seattle. 3:17 to go.
Supersonics substitution, number 10.
You talk about being able to read. He's been double teamed so much that he knows and feels where it's coming from now. Drops that one in for Otis Thorpe to tie the ball game up.
McMillan.
They keep going to Ricky Pierce. They got a switch now.
Over Olajuwon. Good rebound and a block by Olajuwon. Still alive in Seattle. Scrambling, comes up with it again. Pierce blocked again by Olajuwon. And now a foul.
Oh, man. I don't know. Maybe the one that Derek McKee had maybe was a block, but this one is clean here.
As he's saying how, you'll see Ricky Pierce come out of a scrum down here, ball underneath, and Olajuwon standing straight up and hovering, just knocks that one back down.
Ricky Pierce shooting.
Fourth foul on Hakeem Olajuwon.
And you missed the call on the back with Ricky Pierce. Now you put him on the line.
And the guy they don't want, in terms of Houston, they don't want to see him on the line.
5 in a row today.
Another angle, but you can see it's a clear, clean block for Olajuwon.
Have to see what they might have found wrong with that effort.
They said he went up under him, but the big man looked like he went straight up.
Pierce perfect from the line. Now has 25 to lead Seattle.
Let's see if they come back and go with the same play. They've been running one play for the last most of the fourth quarter and definitely all of overtime.
The whole idea is the defense is reacting to Olajuwon.
And Hakeem, a tough fall away. Pierce rebounds. Now Seattle with a 2-point lead and the ball. 2:25 to go. Oh, Perkins pressured by Ori and apparently was touched by Houston, so Seattle getting all the calls in its overtime.
Well, George Carr, I think, made Ed Rush change his mind that time. He was hollering, he touched it. Ed had first signal to Houston, then he said, no, well, he did touch it, and then gave the ball back to Seattle.
Another break.
Sam Perkins with the basketball, and he just throws it too high, trying to feed the ball to Ricky Pierce. Or he doesn't get there in time to even get a piece of it. You see from that angle, you get another angle. You can see That ball just sailed out of bounds and should have been a turnover for Rudy Tomjanovich and his Houston Rockets. So it's been 2 consecutive bad calls, and now we'll have to see whether the Rockets drop their heads and allow the officiating to affect them, or they can play through. It's still a 2-point ball game.
With 2:15 to go. 6 on the shot clock. Kemp. Sean Kemp with 16 and a 4-point Sonic lead.
But Dick, really, Olajuwon helped him to make that shot because he jumped so high that Kemp said, I got to shoot it over him, and made it go in for him.
Robert Horry, 3-pointer. Olajuwon can't get it. Perkins does.
Excellent box out by Sam Perkins.
Horry goes down in the back court. It's 5 against 4 for Seattle.
And the Sonics stopped and waited for
and Horry, who was injured, came into the picture, and Seattle didn't expect him. And there's a foul on McMillan as Smith on the drive. Third on Kenny Smith.
He had to get this ball up higher. He knew Olajuwon was coming. He got the good lift and the elevation, and then locked it up, and yes.
Carl wearing a tie that has all the names of his players, the Sonic players. Hand-painted tie.
Yeah,
that even Don Nelson would be proud of.
When we were in Phoenix, I think they started that. I think Barkley had a tie like that, or they had one out on him.
There's only room for one name on Barkley's tie. Meanwhile, Kenny Smith waited as they mopped the floor. Fouls on McMillan, his third. Smith is perfect today, 6 out of 6, looking for his 17th point.
Well, you know, Seattle made a big mistake on that last 5-on-4. They should have attacked, went right to the basket. Instead, they looked like they were confused. That they were like saying, oh, man, we got a 5-on-4. What did we do? Instead of going down and attacking. And so it cost them 2 right here.
McGee was stunned when he didn't find Horry guarding him. He's got an advantage. Horry is obviously bothered by some leg problems right now.
7 on the shot clock. Pierce with 4 over Maxwell. That's a 3-pointer. Rebound, Horry.
You got to almost have a timeout here unless they know what they want to do. This is a big possession right here.
1 minute to go. Rockets looking for a tying basket or a 3 for the lead. Oh, Maxwell thought about the 3. That's Olajuwon.
Yeah, good call. He grabbed his arm.
So Olajuwon will go to the line.
Lucky for Seattle that the referee did see it, because he was going for a dunk if he hadn't grabbed his arm, because he had the lane all the way. Here it is again.
Foul.
He split the defense. Right here, he's going to split the defensive players, and one of them grabbed his arm.
Perkins, number 4.
Okay.
Olajuwon is 8 for 8 shooting from the stripe.
Well, Olajuwon, he needs 1.
And he gets one. 99-98 with 52 seconds to go.
Whether the best play that the Sonics have is with Sam Perkins being either the guy that receives the ball or he's a passer. Can they get the ball into Perkins? 7 on the shot clock.
He's got it. What a shot by Perkins. It'll take a 3-pointer to tie it with 27 seconds to go.
He's always been a big game player with the Lakers. Game 1, Chicago. My last year, he hit a big 3-pointer to win that game for us. Sam Perkins is a man who can post up. He can shoot from the outside. Right here, he's going to show you why they went inside to him, because he can fall away. Even though you have good position on him, he can still fall away from you and make the basket.
Perkins
Quiet Sam.
He's had 18 in this half, Magic. Trade that sent Benoit Benjamin and the rookie Doug Christie down to the Lakers at midseason may prove the biggest move Seattle made all year.
Well, the reason they did that was, you saw the reason right then. Because one thing he can do, he plays his role. He doesn't need the ball a lot to be an effective player. He does all the dirty work, great post defensive player, and also a good rebounder. And he's proven he's paid off in this second half of this game.
Not too bad, 10 in a row. All right, snapper now. Houston down by 3. They've got 23.7 seconds to go. Do they go for the 3 here?
They got to give themselves 2 chances to tie the game up, and they got to take the first available score. They don't necessarily need a 3 in this possession. You got to take a quick inside shot if it's there. You could possibly get fouled on that, tie the game up there, but you can't get so locked in on the 3-point field goal. That's the only shot you take. That ball's going to rebound long, and that's probably going to put you in a position where you have to give another foul, and you could end up being down by 4 or 5. So they got to take the first score that comes to them.
Let's go back to Sam Perkins giving Seattle a 3-point lead, and how Rudy Tomjanovich perceived this. Good defense. They force a tough Perkins shot.
But see, it's not tough for Sam Perkins because that's the shot he's been taking his whole career. He always likes to fall away. And there's the eyes in the face of Rudy T. Just said, oh, man, good defense, but there's nothing his player can do. Now, right here, for me, if I was coaching Houston, I would go for the quick 2 and then try to foul after that instead of going for the 3 because Seattle is not going to let them take a 3-point shot.
Well, Rob Rory just went over to Ed Rush and said, I'm going to shoot it. I don't know whether he's going to get another shot.
Elijah Wan singled up on Perkins.
Good play.
So with 15 seconds to go.
See,
A 1-point game.
That's good basketball. That's smart basketball. You go in, get the quick 2, now foul, send them to the line. Hey, you might make you miss 1 or 2. If you get 2,
they had 1 to give. So now the next one will be the penalty, but they get Ricky Pierce back in the ball game, or they want a better free thrower in there.
Well, you got to deny him. You got to put 2 men on Ricky Pierce and let anybody else have it. The inbound, the man who's taking it out, man, should be doubling Ricky Pierce.
The man to foul would be Payton.
He's out of the ball game. They got a foul. Or
McMillan.
If you can get to him, they get to Derek McKee very quickly.
And Derek McKee, as he walks to the other end, he is a 74% free throw shooter. And this is his first attempt today. 14 seconds. So even if he makes them both, plenty of time for Houston to go down and set up for what they do best, the 3-point shot.
There's Maxwell talking to him again, getting in his face, trying to disturb him. The crowd sees it. They don't like it. Maxwell trying to just throw him off his rhythm.
Mad Max.
Well, Maxwell is a competitor, and
right.
he wants this game. He's been fighting for everything, and he wants 1 miss, at least 1 miss to give him a chance to tie. There it is.
There's the 1. That's the one he wanted. Now, you don't have to go for a 3. If he makes it, you can still go down and get a good shot. Probably be a timeout by Rudy T. Probably. They call a good play.
See, that's the reason you want to take that 1 quick shot if it's there. He missed the ball.
Oh. Now timeout Houston with a basket, meaning a victory for the Rockets and this playoff title. Stand 13-6 in overtime. The Rockets with the ball and a 1-point deficit.
Well, they got to go quickly because they want to give themselves 2 chances to tie or win the game. This is not the situation it was similar where they could hold for the last shot.
And this is a big, you know, the inbound, you got to get that ball in. So this is big for them just to get it in, first of all.
Into Elijah Wan. There he goes down in the hole. The double team. Maxwell. Rebound Seattle. With less than a second to go. Sean Kemp gets the melon. And that should do it. Maxwell and forced him to fade away on the jumper. Here it comes. Thorpe will inbound the ball.
Well, look for a lot of picks. A lot of picks. They want to really get a switch or something. Uh-oh, he got Olajuwon open.
Olajuwon takes it. Seattle goes to Phoenix.
And I tell you,
in a game that was dominated by the home team by big margins, it took overtime, and Seattle sees a desperation final shot by Olajuwon, who couldn't do everything, couldn't answer the miracle that was needed.
This is what playoff basketball is all about. You know, no wonder fans wait this long to get to this moment here.